Double-digit NFL favorites have covered 5 straight. This is Brad Powers in the pregame.com studios just off the Vegas Strip. We're talking AFC wildcard, Miami at Pittsburgh. Fez, who do you like and why?
On the Pittsburgh Steelers, minus the 10, and I hope it's 6-0 after this game. The key here is strength of schedule. Pittsburgh has played the much tougher schedule. They played the 11th most difficult schedule in the NFL. The Miami Dolphins have played the number 27 schedule. That is why they're 10-6 with that cupcake schedule. Very fraudulent team.
Yeah, you know me, Fez. I love trends, but you kind of have a wise guy trend here that I wasn't even aware of.
I got to give Teddy Savransky credit for this. He quantified all the numbers here. Betting blindly since 2002, if you did nothing else but take the team that had played the harder schedule in the wild card round and bet on them, you are hitting 73% against the spread, 40-15.
That's an incredible trend there. Let's talk this Miami team, and I agree with this pick. Very misleading finish to the season. They finished their last 6 games 4-2 straight up. Matt Moore's at quarterback. You're thinking, hey, they're looking okay. I haven't seen much of a downgrade. But they are actually in those 6 games getting outgained by nearly 100 yards per game. Flip side of things, Pittsburgh very hot, 7 straight wins. I think it's safe to say we can throw out the Cleveland game. In the other 6 games during their 7-game win streak, they're plus 117 yards per game, a legitimate run for them.
Yeah, Miami's really gotten some scheduling breaks all year long, including the game where they beat Pittsburgh. Big Ben got hurt. He came back. He wasn't healthy. He made a go of it. And, of course, Big Ben missed 2 of those games over the course of the season at home. That's skewing their stats, the loss against New England and the final game against Cleveland when the much despised Landry Jones took over.
I want to go back to the first meeting between these two. It was an important game. Miami actually pulled the major outright upset at the time. They beat Pittsburgh 30-15. I think that works into our favor here because we're going to get a very motivated Pittsburgh team playing with some revenge. Your second main handicap.
The weather, it's going to be 20 degrees. It's going to be nasty. There's going to be some wind. RJ Bell trend. Miami's a soft team late in the year, more weather elements. They are terrible. 4-13 in December and January against the spread. Pittsburgh plays in it all the time. No problem. Most recently, they went to Buffalo. The cold, the wind, the snow, and they dominated.
You mentioned the weather and specifically the wind. Well, if the wind's a factor, then it's going to be up to the ground games for both teams. Not a good look for Miami, particularly Pittsburgh's rushing offense versus Miami's rushing defense. Pittsburgh during their 7-game winning streak, 135 rushing yards per game. Miami for the season, number 30 in the National Football League. They give up 140 rushing yards per game, and they're dead last as far as yards per carry allowed, 4.8 yards per carry.
And look at the specifics here for Pittsburgh. They finally get to come in healthy for a playoff game. That has not been the case in the past. Bell has never played in a playoff game. He's always hurt. Big Ben is always banged up, but because they got to rest those players, I expect monster games out of both Bell and, of course, Big Ben, who's typically money at home.
Love this pick. Let's make this one official.
Let's make it official. Pittsburgh has a huge strength of scheduling edge, and teams with that edge in the wild card round have covered almost 3/4 of the time since 2002. The cold weather favors Pittsburgh. They are used to it, and the Fish have struggled late in the year. Historically, the Fez math says Pittsburgh minus 10. More videos at pregame.com.